right. So welcome to our quarantine training. Put in the comments real quick if your state is phasing out of quarantine life. If you guys are kind of getting back to normal, or put in the comments, is your state still on lockdown? What do they call it? Shelter in place? Where are you guys in the scheme of things? Georgia's getting a lot more lenient. Massage parlors, salons, bars, restaurants, we've been open for a lot of that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that. I don't know all the name of the phases that they're doing. I don't know the orders or whatever. I'm just so happy to see it happening, right? So yeah, gyms were open, I think, 2 weeks ago here in Georgia. So yeah, I'm excited to see life getting back. Yeah. Okay. So I'm reading the comments. A lot of your states are. That's awesome. So I did want to say that last week seemed a little sad. Did it to you guys? I missed our time together. And so last week we started the transition from every week trainings to once every 2 weeks. So we're doing every other week. And the cool thing about that is it does give you guys a chance to just kind of put into practice some of the things that you've taken notes about the last 7 weeks. Maybe you've taken notes about doing things that you've not had time to put into practice. So I hope the break last week gave you a chance to actually put into action some of the cool tips that you've learned along the way. I also think that this was fun to take a break, and some of the directors that are under me, they've got their own teams that they do specific trainings with, and this has really given them a chance to engage with their teams. But it was a little sad last Wednesday whenever I realized I didn't get to hang out with you guys. I don't know if you felt it, but I felt it. Anyway, I am thankful to see your faces tonight. I hope you guys are as well. We have a lot of new team members that have joined our team this month. And I'll be honest with you, if I'm being 1,000% honest, what excites me the most is that every bit of success that we have seen in our lives, you and me and every single face that I'm looking at on here, we have experienced success in scentsy. And for 700 plus people, we are going to get to watch them and their journey, and we're going to get to see them have success. And I'm telling you what, if my milestones were all that I had to look forward to in this business, my life would be so boring. I would have no reason to wake up and be excited. But knowing that I get to be part of what's happening in all of your journeys, oh, it's huge. You know what I mean? And knowing that I get to be, and that you get to be part of somebody else's journey, I mean, isn't it just absolutely exhilarating? Okay, so a little bit about tonight. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself to all you newbies, especially. My name is Laura Godwin. I'm your Superstar Director. Super excited to be your Superstar Director too. For many of you guys, I might be your grandma, your great-grandma, your great-great-grandma, or on and on and on. And if you're wondering why I call myself that, we think of us as like a family tree. And so that's why we sometimes will use family tree type references, because it's just more cool and more fun that way. And I'm getting wrinkles, so I kind of feel like a grandma too. Anyway, thank you for being on. Thank you for trusting us with your time tonight. You're going to be so glad you did. We have a guest speaker that blows my mind. She blows my mind. And I'm not just saying that. If you've ever heard me talk about Miss Matthews, even one-on-one, or if you've ever heard me talk about her, you know I brag about her. But we have a few other things to do before I turn the time over to her. So let's move fast. I want to shout out Top PRV in our big old team. Okay, Top PRV. In our group. So sorry. And so I'm going to shout you out because, and I do this for a few reasons, but I feel like especially when you're new, you need to know what's possible in order to be super fired up. So when I say these numbers and I shout these people out, cheer for them. Don't let the comparison poison ruin your chance of being totally inspired. When I say these numbers, it should feel like a shot in your arm at what's possible. And then when you listen to these trainings, you know, wow, if I do these things, I can have the numbers like so-and-so. And so please don't let comparison be an ugly thing. If anything, it should inspire you. So listen to these numbers. They inspired me. Like, this is more than what I have in this month. Ready? Kim White currently has the top PRV in our entire group, and she is a director from Michigan, $4,180. Guys, it's not even near the end of the month, and that's the kind of sales that this girl's pulling. And she has three kids. Triplets are three, so I just said that really dumb, but she has triplets. Or in other words, she has three kids that are all the same age, that were born right beside each other, right? Okay. Anyway, how does she do it? She also has 7 new recruits. I mean, get a load of that. Wow, 7 new recruits in 1 month. Okay, moving on. Victoria, let me get your last name. Blackmere, did I say it right? You're from Tennessee, and you're a superstar consultant with 3,426. Blowing my mind. Nicole, director, Alabama. 6 new recruits too, by the way, you guys. She has 3,300 in PRV, 3,382. Emily Parker, director, North Carolina, 4 new recruits, and she's well over $3,000 in PRV. 3,116. Amazing. Oh, here I am, Laura, coming in like 5th. I'm trying to catch up to these girls. And I'm from Georgia, and I have $2,943. And Tracy Sinclair, director, North Carolina, $2,633. And dude, she has 4 new consultants signed up under her. Mind-blowing. Amanda Smith, you are a rockin' star consultant from Michigan with $2,611 in sales. Amazing. Ashley Preston, way to go, rock star. You went from certified to star. Who does that in a month? In 21 days, you went from certified to star. You have 5 new team members, and you're at $2,594. $2,594. I mean, that's the kind of stuff dreams are made out of. I love it. Destiny Cheshire, she is on Director Watch, y'all. It could happen tonight. She's a superstar consultant. I mean, like, director, almost. 3 new team members. She's from Florida, and she has 2,500 in sales. Tara Salter, lead consultant to Star. Well, way to go on that promotion. She's from North Carolina. She has $2,219 in sales. Erin Middleton is a star consultant from Mississippi. She has $2,218. Sandy McCullough, I see you. Superstar consultant from Florida, and she has $2,206. Laura Cahoon, way to go on your essential to certified promotion. You're going to love that new bonus. And you're from North Carolina with $2,178 in sales. Amazing. Lindsay Smith, way to go on your certified promotion as well. You're from Georgia. Okay, give it up, Miss Peach. $2,121. I like it. Your number looks like 2121. I love it. Catherine Burt, you jumped not 1 promotion, but 2 from essential to lead. You're from Florida. You have $2,082 in sales. I'm crazy proud of you. Holly Raines, I see you, girl. Star consultant from Alabama. 2 new teamies and $2,002 in sales. So that's everybody over 2,000 in our group. And that's our top 20. And I'm proud of you guys. And there are so many hustlers out there. I know that I don't have time to brag on everybody, but I want you to give yourself a chance to brag on yourself. So if you're aiming for or have already hit a milestone, no matter how small or how big it is, I want you to put it in the chat. I want you to brag on yourself. You have to learn how to be proud of yourself before you can ever go anywhere in life. So if you've hit a promotion, if you've hit a milestone, maybe a lifetime PRV, maybe something big that you've been shooting star and almost certified. Yes, Okay, keep them coming. This is super exciting. You guys check this chat out. It should inspire the heck out of you. Third consecutive month hitting active. Okay, Christina, I see you. Yes, sensational start level 1, Tabitha. Yes, yes. Shooting star, lots of you. Tyler, you made lead. Oh, so excited. Oh, yes, Adelia, you got lead too. Shooting star and $58 away from certified. Nicole, go ahead and knock that out tonight. Okay, when we get off this training, you go ahead and get your butt to certified tonight. That's amazing. Oh, yes, $800. iPhone says highest PRV yet, almost $800. See, those are the kind of milestones that you need to be celebrating. A lot of times we hold ourselves back because we're waiting for the big, big moments, but we don't ever get those big moments until we learn how to celebrate the smaller ones. Yes. Oh, these are so good. Okay, you guys just keep them coming. Oh, keep them coming. This is so good. New recruits, my first new recruits, sales at almost $1,000, Joelle. Okay, super exciting. Okay, so a lot of you guys might be wondering, if, especially if you're new, Laura, how do these people know this? Like, I'm just sitting here wondering if my sponsor is going to tell me how far I am away from something, or I'm waiting on Scentsy to send me an email that says I'm close. And you guys don't sit back and wait. Like, absolutely, don't let anybody control your Scentsy vehicle, okay? So in your dashboard, Scentsy will let you know how far away you are from your next promotion or milestone. And if you do have a sponsor that's Johnny on the spot and can let you know, a lot of times these sponsors, they have a lot of people under them, and sometimes they don't catch things. I know my sponsor caught a few things, but the rest of it, I was really glad that I was in, like, present and all in, so that I was keeping track. There were also times where I called support and I'm like, hey, am I figuring this right? Is this really how it goes, you know? And so don't be afraid to take matters in your own hands. Don't give anybody control over your destiny, okay? So I am so ready to shut up because on the line, we have one of the coolest people ever, and I cannot wait to turn the mic over to her. Let me tell you, there's something about Jessica Matthews that I feel like you might need to know. And the cool thing about her is that she is truly the same when you talk to her one-on-one, behind the scenes, on the phone, when she's getting off work. I've been in line at the bathroom, you know, waiting on the bathroom with her at events, and it's just been her and me. I've seen her on stage training people. We've traveled all over the Caribbean and beyond on free incentive trips that we both earned with Scentsy. I've seen her in a lot of different ways, but I can tell you she's been the same in all of them. And I don't know about you, but when you pair a genuine, authentic, hustling boss babe with someone that's achieved amazing milestones that we can all learn from, I think you have almost like the perfect Scentsy hero. And I think that a lot of you guys are just about to meet your Scentsy hero. She is the real deal. And I think that what draws people to Jessica is her authenticity and is her ability to just kind of level with you. And she'll tell it to you straight. There have been times where I've went to her and said, hey, I need you to give it to me straight. That was dumb. Why did I even have to say that? I knew she was going to give it to me straight. But you guys, I'm telling you, if she was on here about to talk to us about how to make the bed or how to fold sheets, you'd want to listen to her. But she is going to talk to you about how to make amazing money in Scentsy. And so that's even more reason to give her your undivided attention. I'm going to shut up and I am going to turn the spotlight over to her. Let me unmute her first. And
okay.
Hi.
I ate my pizza.
Okay.
I'm eating my pizza.
Oh, somebody's eating pizza. Jessica, you didn't share. The other Jessica. All right. Here she is, you guys. Jessica Matthews, give it up. Give her some love in the chat.
Hey, guys. Hey. Happy, what day of the week is it? Friday Eve? Is it Friday Eve?
Yeah.
Finally, right? This week has been ridiculous at work, so I am a little bit on fumes tonight. Hopefully that doesn't disappoint anybody, but if you're working full-time outside the house during quarantine breaking up, you know the steps and how stressful it is. Hey, Destiny. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. So, number one, nobody ever wants to hear me teach you how to fold sheets. Someday I'll show you my linen closet, and the fitted sheets are like a ball, okay? Because I've never mastered that. You do not want to rely on me for sheets, okay? You don't want to rely on me for sheets. But I do want to talk to you a little bit tonight about scentsy. And nothing makes your insides feel all squiggly like an introduction from Laura Godwin, okay? Because I'm not a person that likes to talk about myself and the things that have happened in my scentsy journey. I'm not somebody that likes to clap for myself or pat myself on the back, even though that's something that I talk to my team about. I talk to people one-on-one about, because you totally need to be able to do that. But when you're the one that's actually doing it, it's kind of a pit sweat moment, right? Because you don't want to put yourself in the spotlight. And I mean that when I say it's a pit stain moment, because I actually had on a dark t-shirt tonight and I changed shirts just in case pit stains, pit sweat would show. So if you see me and I need, you know, help, you just let me know, like, girl. Okay, now, I love chat, okay? I love the chat in Zoom. So if you've got a question during this, you got a comment, pit sweat, whatever, chat it so I can see it. And full disclosure, I am looking on my phone here, but not at chat here. I'm looking at chat over here on my computer. So if you see me looking away, it's, sorry, I'm low-key cheap, okay? So the computer microphone doesn't work. I can't hear you, you can't hear me, but I can see you, okay? So I'm making do. So if you guys read my bio, I think Laura posted a quick bio, which is totally embarrassing because, again, it's putting you on the spotlight. You know that I have, she said that I'm a penny pincher, and I'm a total penny pincher. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit tonight about my Scentsy journey, my story a little bit, how you can make some money in Scentsy, and how you can kind of break through some barriers. I know that's deep, probably deeper than you were ready for coming into this meeting, but I am known sometimes to take people to church. So this is Thursday night service. Hope you don't mind. You're going to need a couple things. You're going to need your Scentsy notebook. If you don't already have it doing notes, you're going to need one. And it doesn't even have to be a notebook. It can be a piece of paper, whatever you want it to be. You're going to need a notebook, and you're going to need a mirror. Philip, you too. You're going to need a mirror. Okay, so this is my compact with my sad little last bit of makeup that's left. Okay, but you're going to need this before it's over with. And I realize there's at least a guy here. There may be more than one guy. I don't want you to feel like I'm not talking to you, Philip, during this, because we're going to be talking about girl stuff, but don't pretend like some of these feels don't happen to guys too. Okay, I've been married for 20 years. My husband would never admit that he feels the things that I say that I feel. He does. Okay, so it's totally okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about how does somebody who joins Scentsy low-key cheap, completely technologically challenged. Like, guys, when I say I didn't know how to do anything on the computer, I would just get on Facebook and scroll. I had no idea how to even save an image to my phone to repost. If I found something on Pinterest or Google Image, I would have never thought to take a picture of a Scentsy warmer and post it on Facebook. I was so blind to all the things that really help your business. Okay, so there's been almost like a metamorphosis, really, and a learning curve, thank goodness, because I didn't know those things. I didn't know how a party worked. When I joined Scentsy, I mean, I'd had some parties, but my consultant basically had to say to me, okay, wow, you've got $450 in sales. This is what you get for free. Because I had no idea in the back of the catalog there, it broke it down for me. She could have totally been lying. She would never do that. But I had no clue. So how do you take somebody when they join Scentsy being completely blind to how to run a business and turn them into a star director? Okay, so a little bit about me first is I am in North Carolina. Not sure if you could tell from the accent. Okay, North Carolina. I'm down in the country. I drive an hour to work, an hour home. It ends up being 150 miles a day. I work 5 days a week, and I've been in medicine for going on 23 years. It's a crazy profession to be in. If you're a nurse, medical assistant, x-ray tech, anything like that, put it in the chat. I want to know who my people are. Hey, Philip, yes, I thought I had seen you before. Yes. I feel like I've seen you at World Tour, Philip. Maybe. Medical assistant, yes. So you know how crazy stuff can be. And when I started with Scentsy, I was basically like the Scentsy mule. I was a Scentsy mule for the people that I worked with that was buying Scentsy from the lady who I signed with. I would just take it because my work was so far away. And then I realized I could be making money doing this. Instead of me just hustling her Scentsy down the road, why am I not the one selling it, right? So I decided that I would join Scentsy. I had no clue. We already covered that. Oh, you're X-ray tech. What? I do CT scans. Okay, so back on topic. I'm a squirrel. Maybe I shouldn't look at chat, but I like it. So I joined Scentsy, no clue what I was doing whatsoever. None. And I had some awesome upline who helped me to get started because homegirl had like 1,000 pots on the stove and didn't know what was cooking. So it took me a little while, like 2 weeks, to decide that Scentsy could be a really good thing in my life. I don't have any children. And I really started thinking, you know, not only do I want children, I also wouldn't mind having that earned child income tax credit or whatever you call it, right? So Scentsy is kind of like my baby and my tax write-off all in one. It's like the perfect little child that doesn't talk back to you, or does it? So I have brainstormed some of the key aspects of what I feel like have kind of like turned my business around and kind of put me where I'm at. Again, that makes me sound like I'm putting myself on a pedestal, and I'm really not. I mean, clearly by all these people who are hitting shooting star and 2 and 3 and 4,000 PRV and promotions and all the things, this room is slam full of awesome people. You guys could totally be talking tonight. But a couple of things that I feel like have been very monumental, I guess, in my business. 4 points. Money, not making it, just money in general. Customer relationships, accountability and affirmations, and getting over myself with grace. Okay, so this might get deep. You might even need a tissue. I don't know if you get like punched in the feels when people start talking about things. Sometimes I do. So I got my tissues. But with money, you want to make sure that you're not spending a ton of money on everything that you're doing. Okay, your team page is amazing. Whatever your team is, your team page is amazing. Your director shares ideas that are like, I don't know, you get to pick and choose what you want to do. And some things you're going to be able to afford. I can remember when I was an essential and a certified consultant, I would see things out there that looked so awesome. And I really would like to do that, but I just couldn't afford it. You think I sat back and just didn't do it at all? No, I adapted and I moved forward. So don't, just because you see an awesome idea, spend a ton of money on it. I remember September 1st, 2014, Laura, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You did it was either a live or a YouTube video that you posted while we were waiting for the fall catalog to launch. And one of the things that you said during that live or whatever was you were talking about things that you could buy from the Scentsy family store back then, or, you know, go out and buy that were Scentsy branded. And your point was, if you're not making the money to pay for it, then it's just junk. And you spoke to me. Nothing in the Scentsy family store is junk, but everything's junk if it's not paying for itself, right? So that has stuck with me for 6 years. If you're not making money to buy the things that are out there that you want, and you're just buying them and spending your money on them, they're just junk. So how do you make money in Scentsy without spending a ton of money? Well, you got to get your customers in love with you. And again, how do you do that without spending a lot of money? Because you see these people that are having 3,000 and 4,000 PRV, they probably can afford things that I can't do. But there's so much magic out there that you can have with your customers that they don't even know there's any different way to do it. Make whatever you've got your own and make it awesome. Look, guys, I've been in this for 6 years. You want to know what my thank you mail is? Thank you for your online order. 2 samples in the pocket with a $3 scent circle. That's a tax write-off. Is there more and better and cooler and nicer? Sure. My customers don't even know it. The point is, I'm showing them gratitude and thanks and that I love them, and I'm building relationships, and they're going to order again. Okay. So to build a customer relationship, you've got to be their friend first, and you've got to follow up and be genuine. Give them stuff. Doesn't have to be a whole warmer, but give them something that makes them feel special. Texts are free. Private messages are free. Samples are super cheap. So I'm going to talk in a little bit about some sampling ideas and how to sample things that might not be your typical things to sample. But I just want to drive home the point that if you're new and you're thinking, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't really have any customers right now. I don't know, my customers are cheap. Just start sharing things with them, and that relationship gets built. It's like when you get a new boyfriend, right? It takes a while to build that. It takes a while to build a relationship with your customers as well. With accountability, it's easy when you are a scentsy consultant to get in your own way just a little bit because of comparison. We're going to go back to that a lot. It's easy to compare my sales with Kim White's sales, double my sales, over double my sales. It would be easy for me to compare myself to Kim, but I just am going to look after what I'm doing today and do it the best I can do, better than yesterday, but as good as I can do today, and not compare myself to anybody else. If that means that I've got to pull this mirror out and look at myself and say, I'm in charge of me. I'm in charge of me. So your mirror, pull it out right now, look yourself in the face and say, I'm in charge of me. My sponsor is not in charge of me. If your sponsor's not there, you haven't heard from them in a while, your downline's not responding to you, your customers aren't responding to you, I'm in charge of me. Okay? So don't let yourself get in a funk. No matter what you do, don't let yourself get in a funk. And be in charge of you. Think about what you're doing with your time. Hold yourself accountable. If you're watching 28 episodes of The Crown or Downton Abbey, or what's that thing that Carol Baskin? Somebody help me. What's the thing with Carol Baskin? Lion King, Tiger King, Tiger King, Tiger King. Yes. If you're watching, I don't even know. Is it one episode? Is it a movie? I don't even know. But if you're binge watching television and you're like, man, I wish this would happen in my business, turn off Tiger King. Let's get busy. You cannot set sail with your anchor down, and your anchor drops when you watch television. Fact. Okay? Connie does not watch TV. Jessica does not watch TV much. My TV is like on my phone, and it's just like to check the weather. So for here, it's been like rain for 28 days. And tell yourself every day, whatever it is, that you got this. Okay, now, the next one, we've talked about money. Don't spend a ton of it. We've talked about customer relationships and how we need to build them. We've talked about we got to hold ourselves accountable. Nobody else's fault but us for the good and the bad. And the fourth one is getting over ourselves. I saved this one to the end because it can be a little touchy. All right. So a lot of times what actually holds us back, it's us. It's not your husband. It's not your boyfriend. It's not your kids. It's not your job. It's not your boss. It's not your school. It's not your mom. It's not your dad. It's not your ex. He's a jerk. But it's you. Because you get the squiggles. When you think you might want to go live on Facebook, but I haven't waxed my eyebrows in 9 weeks. Can't go live. I really shouldn't post a picture of myself today. I've got a bump. I really can't post this on our team page. What if somebody judges me and my janky samples? You're in your own way, girl and guys. You're in your own way. So you got to get over yourself. You must get over yourself. Pull your mirror out. I'm in charge of me. You got this, girl, and you're beautiful. Okay? Now, you got to get comfortable with doing things that are uncomfortable. And it sucks. It sucks doing things that are uncomfortable. Pit sweat to prove it. But what you get at the end of pit sweat and squiggly insides will be huge payout. If nothing else, you're going to feel so much better. It's going to be relief, and you're going to be able to do it more and better and more often and be more confident. And then the next thing you know, people are going to start watching you because you're going to shine. And then they're going to want to know what you're doing in your business to shine. And then people are going to want to say, she has a lot of fun in Scentsy. I probably should join her team because my work stinks. Scentsy looks like a lot of fun. That's how it happens. So money, what you're spending. And I could go on about money for a whole nother 10 hours, okay? And how I've set up bank accounts, like just for Scentsy, and don't buy things you can't afford and all the stuff. Money, customer relationships, you got to build them. Genuinely, be friends. It's okay. Make a new friend. Accountability, hold yourself accountable. For good and bad. If you just rocked out your PRV this month and you've earned Shooting Star, you're responsible for that. Pat yourself on the back. See, there I go. There I go. Telling you to do what gives me squiggle guts. Okay. Now, the last one, get over myself. Okay. So I do want to talk to you just a little bit about samples and how samples feed into all this. What I talked about just a few minutes ago is probably more for people who've been in for just a minute, right? If you're brand new, you maybe have not started sampling. If you're brand new, brand new. If you've been in for a hot second, you've probably got your kit in, started making some samples and stuff like that. Unless you live in, I don't know, Alaska maybe, or where does Santa Claus live? The North Pole. I knew that. Then it's probably getting ready to get too hot to send wax samples. Okay. There's different ways to send wax samples. And this is like, you guys are like, what is she talking about? Different ways to send wax samples. You can send them soups cute out of molds. They take a lot of time. You can send, you can send wax samples that are cut just with a crinkle cutter, take 0 time, very little effort. And they're going to melt and they're going to be wax soup by the time they get where they're going. Or you can make some felt samples, cute little felts, mail them out. They're super cheap. Samples are your segue to everything in Scentsy. If you haven't started making samples, please do it, because it is your segue, say it with me, to everything in Scentsy. Okay, so now we have established wax samples are going to be soup by the time they get there unless you do them as felt. What kind of samples can you make? Can somebody tell me in the comments what your favorite thing to sample is that isn't wax? Or tell us in the chat, not the comments, if there's something that you would like to sample. Because samples, Scentsy Fresh, washer whiffs, honey, washer whiffs. You sample washer whiffs and you will have a cult following of washer whiff customers. I promise you. Scentsy soap, dish soap, yes. So there's a gazillion ways to make samples, and it's super important, I think, to sample from a lot of different product lines. Because if you only sample wax, we've established soup, but if you're only sampling wax, then you're only locking yourself into customers knowing about wax. How many of your customers even realize that there's a Scentsy soak out there? I was the girl who never even turned the catalog past the wax to see what hostess rewards were. So why in the world do we take for granted that they know and understand what Scentsy soak is unless we say, yo, there's scentsy soap in here. Here's what you do with it. Here's what it smells like. Try it out. Doesn't it make your skin feel lovely? So that is a great thing to sample. What else? Send samples to the local vet. I promise they will love it. Yes. Pet shampoo. Okay, so you guys get it. Sample from all across the board. Now, how many of you, this is my dish soap sample. I'm going to just show and talk. Show and tell. These, Dollar Tree, low-key cheap. Remember, I'm low-key cheap. Dollar Tree. These are, I believe, Brillo brand. Maybe they're Mr. Clean. Brillo brand, I'll say Brillo brand. Paperish cloths that I soak in dish soap or all-purpose cleaner. And these little Mylar bags, you have to seal them up so they don't leak. But again, they're pretty cheap. Keep the pet shampoo body line in hand. Yes. Okay. So here's the reason that I'm talking about all of this is because we need to be sampling things that are cheap to mail, right? Because you don't want to spend a ton of money. So we need to be sampling things that are cheap to make and are across the board. So don't fret. Nobody panic. Nobody has to screenshot this. I promise. I will share it with your director and your director will share it in your team page. Maybe, if you ask nice. So this is a great, you remember me saying I have to hold myself accountable because if I don't, I'm just going to binge watch The Crown and Downton Abbey, which I'm addicted to. Instead of being a country girl, I should have been born English. So this is basically an accountability log. And I know it's hard to see. I'm sorry. So this says bulk sample log, and it has months down the side, January through December. And it has lots of different products across the board. Oh my gosh, I'm looking on my computer. You actually can see it. Okay. So the point behind this is not to force you into making samples of everything, because then you're going to have buckets and buckets and buckets of samples just sitting around. Okay. This is to encourage us to hold us accountable for trying new things. Okay. So maybe take this and print it out and say, what have I not sampled before that I think would be a good idea? How about something you never sampled before? That would be a good idea. I'm looking in the chat. Oh, Teresa, I love you. Okay, there's so many I can't. Let me start back at the bottom. Bathroom cleaner. Okay, that's a good one. Soak. I haven't tried it. Yes, soak is great. So what you're going to do, let's just go ahead and plan for June because it's May's about over. So for June, you're just going to put a little check under your sample that you made for Scentsy soap. Plus, sometimes I kind of get in a sample rut where I feel like maybe it's October and I'm like, dang man, I feel like I have made just a bunch of samples of Scentsy soap and I don't want to wear my customers out. I want them to know about XYZ. So this also helps me remember when I don't remember what I've made. Okay. Now you make them, you send them out, you get it, right? So any customer that places an order with me, go and get a sample of something in their bag. That is my thank you to them. If it's a customer that I deliver the order to, if it's a customer that's ordering online, I'm going to mail them some Happy Mail. It's just how I do it. You can do it your way. Don't compare. It's okay. But I mail Happy Mail. And then in addition to a couple of wax samples, if it's not 9,000 degrees in North Carolina, I'll throw in something that doesn't melt. Now, let's get back to the money aspect. Y'all remember on my little 4 points here, money. Samples can make you money, but they can also take your money. And here's how. So if you're not following up with your customers on the samples that you just sent out, and you're just sending samples out like the people that throw candy off the fire truck in the parade. Here's the sample, I love you guys. And you're not following up, then you know what you're doing? It's just like doing this with money. Have $1, here's $1, here's $1, here's $1. Who does that? Nobody. Nobody. So we got to follow up, because not only are you throwing your money away when you're handing out samples and not following up, but you could be doing this, coming back with some money, because your customers are going to like that dish soap and they're going to order it if you follow up. So I'll also, this is like the easiest document in the world. It's almost like kindergarten. Don't judge me because it looks so pitiful, but this is a great way to follow up with people who order based on samples. Okay, now you can do the very same thing in an app on your phone called Sell with Amy. And if you've got Amy on your phone, it used to be called Maven, it's amazing. Maybe you're a paper girl, okay? Doesn't matter if you're digital or analog, doesn't matter how your brain works. The system that works is the one you're going to use. So follow up using something is the point. Now, this just basically says the customer name, their order total. And why is that important to me? Okay, I know I shouldn't love people more than others, but if you order a $2 bulb from me, I might not be as likely to give you a complimentary cotton cleanup as I would a little baby sample. Or if you place a $100 order, I'm gonna sample you to death. Just like you just, here, girl, I love you, here's some more. Okay, so I want to know, why did I only give them one sample? Why are you being so cheap, Jess? Why are you being so cheap for these people? Oh, it was just for a bulb. Okay, I love them still, they need bulbs, but you know. And then did I send them a thank you? Again, my thank yous might be in the bag, it might be in the mail. What samples did I send? That's the most important column. And then did I follow up with them? That's your segue, guys, right there for your relationships. Hey, Joelle, did you get your sample of dish soap? Did you like it? Well, here's the scent that it comes in. Blah, 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 blah. I hope you loved it. Just have genuine conversation. Joelle's going to be a lot more likely to reciprocate in a text and say, I loved it. Can I get a case of that stuff? Right? Would you do that, Joelle? Yes, you would. Okay, and then did they order, yes or no? Okay, so this is my accountability, especially this. It helps me get over myself, get out of my comfort zone, stop sampling the same stuff. Let's get on out there and get it done. Okay, yes, I'm going to make, are you going to post so I can make a copy of the forms? I'm going to post a copy of those forms in a printable format in the Purple Cows directors page. Your director is part of that page, and each director will share. If your director does not share, shame, but you can find me and I will send it to you. Who else has a question? Who else has a question? Because I can keep talking. I don't want to hog all the night because I'm sure Laura has lots of stuff to talk about. But samples in every way possible are what brings new business to the table. Oh wait, it's going so fast, I have to come over here. How do you package up your samples to mail off? Great question. So we've got our wintertime samples and our summertime samples if we're doing wax. If we're doing wax, my summertime samples are always felt, always and forever if I'm mailing them out. If I'm giving them out to the customers who are local, I just put them in a little baggie. Hang on. Oh, you know what? I have my pants rolled up, so I need to pull them down before I get up, and then you see me. Then you see me with my pants rolled up.
Just as long as you shaved, it's okay, sister.
I won't say when, but I have this week. I mean, it's Thursday. Okay, so if I'm making, if I'm doing like a little collection of samples, because sometimes I like to make samples and I'll keep them super, almost like ugly when I do that, but I might make like a s'more sample that's like mocha doodle and toasted marshmallow, something like that. I will put them in a little bag like this together so that they understand that this is to be worn together. Mm-hmm. Or I will make them like, I don't know if you can see. Nope, that doesn't work on here. Anyway, so, oh, there we go. So like a split sample, you see, this is a pineapple mojito sample. And I got this little tag off of the All About Samples page. Write that down. If you're not in that page on Facebook, you need to be. You need to be. Because you can get all kinds of labels that say all the things that they're supposed to say. Sometimes I print my own labels. Oh, that's hard to see. Here comes the sunflowers. Anyway, so how do I package them up if I'm going to mail them out? I just fold up a product sheet and make it a little pocket. I'll just get this stuffing, you know. A mixer, yeah. All About Samples Facebook page. Yes, thank you. And when I make samples at the beginning of the month or the end of the month for the next month, I just knock all my samples out at one time. Like it's a sample day. That way I'm not losing, 30 minutes or an hour a couple times a week making little dips and dabs of samples. I just start off the month with a bunch. And it's my goal to give them all out and keep up with them and track them and follow up with them.
Hey, one of the
How
questions.
do I?
Oh, I think I was gonna. One of the questions that was kind of far up, you might have missed, was with the felt samples. Is this just for smell, or can they melt them in the warmer?
I believe you can melt them. I don't tell my customers not to.
I think we changed that. Originally, they said we couldn't, but then whenever they started doing them, I think they said that we could.
Okay, so, and that was what I didn't want to stick my foot in my mouth. I think at one time they did say that you should not put them in the warmer, but I broke that rule. I'm such a pirate. Okay, so Biscuit wanted to know, how do you sample body mist? And Tammy Burgess wanted to know, how do you sample bathroom cleaner? So for bathroom cleaner, I would do it the same way. These are those Brillo, and I hate to keep getting up to show you all my stupid jogging pants, but these Brillo like paper fabric sheets, I cut them into 4s, and then I'll pour whatever I'm using in like a casserole dish. Legit, again, cheap. And I lay them out, soak them, squeeze them out a little bit, stuff them in here, label them. So this is an All About Samples label, and then I just put another little label down here that says this towelette has been pre-moistened with enough product for one use, for one small job. And I made that label on Avery.com. Best thing in the world. Body mist, Faye, the little baby, teeny tiny little pumps, I would sample it in that. I haven't read where anybody asked, but I have this bottle here, so I figured I'd show it. This is, and I'll be happy to share links if you ask me if there's something that you just love. I'm a little bit conservative with using these because they're big, and a sample is a sample. But I make my samples up like, sorry for the crunch. Okay, I'm like the girl in church, open the peppermint. Just open the peppermint. So I use this for like the pet detangler. I call it puppy perfume. Y'all please don't come up with slang names for things, but puppy perfume. And I'll fill it like this full for somebody, especially if they have multiple dogs. Jennifer F. I have written out more labels in my life than I can even count. So again, don't compare, because everybody does it, okay? Everybody does it. I have to rely on my printer though, because if you saw my handwriting, it's bad. It's bad. I'll share anything y'all want me to. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to buzz through these real quick.
I was trying to help you out because I think only the directors were asking for links, but the directors have all the links already in the Purple Cows page, so they can take them to their appropriate teams just to make it easy for you.
Yes, thank you. And the so Laura, I don't know what you're talking about, Ziploc pages. Did you mean Ziploc bags?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's okay, because I'm like, I use Ziploc bags, but I don't know, does Ziploc have a page? That's awesome.
No, just feeling extra
I'm
blind
ready.
tonight.
I'm ready to join that group too. Let's go. Okay, little mini pots. Who's saying little mini pots? Mental hilarity. We should be friends. So I have these little mini pots, and I'm going to bust open the sample that shows you how much I love y'all. I got these little mini pots on Amazon, little tiny things, and jogging pants. Okay, again, low-key cheap. Go to Dollar Tree, get these little baby spoons, and then sample. Even if you got from the summer collection or the Mother's Day collection, the hand scrub, sugar scrub, even though we don't have it right now, you never know when that stuff is going to come out and when it's going to sell out. So you want your customers to love it. I don't mind selling or sampling an LTO product like this, especially when they've already dropped the hint that we could get it again. And then I always give a little baby spoon just because I think it's precious. And I give these with sugar scrub, full size. Destiny Rain. I will find those because I don't know if Laura, I don't know if those are in Purple Cows. I'll put them there. I will make dang sure they get put there. What else? Okay, so that's enough of me talking. Has anybody got any other awesome ideas for samples, or like how you can present it in a way that's gorgeous? How do y'all sample oils? I sample oil, so I'm just going to speak for the group, but I want everybody else to talk too. I sample oils a couple different ways. Scentsy Success Store has these little baby purple bottles that you can sample them in. That's a perfect size for people who actually diffuse. If somebody just wants to smell something, then I like to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Sometimes you can find them at like Dollar General and find those little paper flowers that are in the craft section. You can find little fabric leaves. You can find, I mean, anything that's absorbent. And I'll put one little drop of oil on it. Here you go. And in the fall, I even include that in my mail outs, like my thank yous.
And I do have a YouTube video on those oil samples. If anybody wants like to see it done like step by step, it might help. I don't know.
Because, I mean, she would have been who I got the idea from. So y'all go watch that YouTube. Your mama, your great grandmama, whatever she is to you, she would have given me.
Oh my gosh, Cooking Kitties, Laura. Do you remember that, Jessica? Cooking Kitties. Do you remember? I went to Hobby Lobby and I found on the clearance rack these small little black cats that were furry. They were so creepy looking. They were super tiny, like the size of just my thumbnail, little black cats. And so I got the idea that I would use them for my essential oil samples last Halloween because I got them on the clearance rack. And so I took a picture of them in this pot of essential oil and I told everybody that I was cooking kitties.
Oh, I don't remember that, but that's some good attraction marketing right there.
Yep, it was something.
Poetry, the lay necklaces. Oh yeah, that's super smart.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see. Y'all are like penny pinching soul sisters and misters. Love it. Rub and smell. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So Scentsy also, Biscuit says, Scentsy has the rub and smell stickers for the essential oils that are wonderful. Yes, I forgot about those. Little rock beads for lava bracelets, great for oils, absolutely. And there was something else that I wanted to say about samples. Dang. It'll come to me. Oh, now I remember. So Biscuit kind of jarred my memory. So you guys have seen these like packets of the body line and laundry stuff in Scentsy Success Store, right? These are super duper professional looking. They're the perfect size for a whole use. And Scentsy actually recommends that you, if possible, if you're putting it on your body, that you buy the samples that they make. I guess because the warning labels and how to use it and stuff like that. But for things that don't go on the body, like washer whiffs, laundry products, I always sample that because I'm either going to get it for free and half price, or if I buy it, I'm going to get PRV for it, you know, and it's a tax write-off. So it's like a double whammy.
I had a cool idea that Stacy Stanchu, were you on that training she did for the
Mm-hmm.
Purple Cows? She said, you know, she doesn't do all these fancy samples and she's a superstar director and does really super well. But you know what she does is she just does the wax samples, just the cheapest samples to make. And she makes a sticker on what you were talking about, Avery.com, and it says also available in. So she's got Luna at the top. And then when they smell it, they're reading, wow, I can get this in all these other products. And it makes them more aware. Yeah. So that's an idea, especially for someone that's new that might not have enough Hostess rewards to invest in, you know, counter clean for free to then make samples. You know, it's just an idea. Yeah, versatility. Right. That's the word.
Yep.
And I put rub and smell stickers on my bulbs. Who taught me that? Was it you, Jessica? Somebody taught me that. Like, instead of giving samples, when somebody buys bulbs, they don't get samples from me.
Oh, I got you.
And I just,
I thought
like,
you meant you put the sticker on the bulb, and I was
oh,
like, "Wow, that could catch on fire. I probably wouldn't do that."
on the bulb box. You're right. Thank you.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh, you're gonna burn somebody up.
That's strike 2 tonight. I think I need to hush. Yeah. On the bulb box. Yeah.
I like that idea. I mean, there's a million different ways that and it's from every price point. You can go as fancy as you want to on a sample to as low key as you want to on a sample. And again, if you're spending a ton of money, you're not making a ton of money. So, keep it cheap. It's okay.
Right.
Okay. One of the few things that you can do that are free in this world is share information and share inspiration. So get in your team page and you come up with, if your sample is a wax sample, a felt sample, a sample of cotton cleanups, share it. And share while you're sharing, bonus, no points included, but bonus if you can think of an idea to share with your fellow Scentsy sisters and misters in your team page that saves money. Because money and how to save it and reuse. I told Laura that, was it yesterday? I don't even remember. I was like, please don't judge me. You sent me Happy Mail and I'm saving confetti. I saved confetti how cheap, but that's how I roll. I save these and I make mail outs. Share that with your team page because you never know who you're going to inspire. Who's like, oh my gosh, I never knew that I could save washer whip scoops to put with my Scentsy soap that doesn't have a scoop, and my customers are going to think I'm a rock star and I spent $0 on this.
Yeah.
So just share something, and share something on your personal page to let your friends and family, they're your future customers. They could be your future hostesses. They could be your future teammates.
Sure.
Know that you are invested in your Scentsy business and that you love it.
Yeah.
Our Brillo Basics from the Dollar Tree. Reusable wipes, and they are, I made a ton of samples and only used half a pack. They come 9, hold on.
Okay.
9 of these. So because they're folded in quarters, I just cut it and then cut it again and fold it up and put it in my little doodad. Okay, but they're light cloth, papery cloth. Thicker than paper, throw away. Like you wouldn't throw a washcloth away. These are throwaway. And they're $1 for 9 sheets of these. So you can make so many samples. What else is something good? You're welcome, Linda. What else is something good from the Dollar Tree? Because I'm like in love with the Dollar Tree.
Do you have any of those little containers that we sometimes use for washer lifts? They're 10 for $1 and they are plastic and they look like do you have any to show? I'm out.
They look like
little bitty cups.
Little condiment cups.
Yes. Oh, Connie has them.
Oh yeah, Connie, show.
Oh wait, no, Connie, you missed it. We wanted to get a picture of her going to get the stuff so we could get a picture of
I got smart. I had to turn my chair around so y'all couldn't see me twerking.
Show us again, Connie. I'm just kidding with you. Those are 10 for $1, you guys. And the plastic, the washer lids don't eat the plastic.
In circle. Do they eat this plastic?
The soft plastic, yeah, after about a month.
Really?
Well,
soak.
Maybe some people, thank you, Connie. You're such a doll. Some people say that it matters on the humidity and the heat. So I don't know, maybe, but if the plastic gives, they say that it's not, it can eat it away. So I had some like what you're holding, and a lot of them did good, but I just didn't let them sit in there. I got those samples out fast.
Yeah. I use these for, if I'm not mailing out Scentsy soak samples, I'll put them in here. And these are also good to put, if you wanted to do samples of, I gave an example of s'mores, you could put a little combo of samples in here and just label it, Scentsy s'mores.
And Laura Dennis says that she's never had any of hers melt the plastic, and it's been sitting for a year. So, man. Yeah.
In the very beginning, when I was doing, when I very first started Scentsy, those like 2x3 sized baggies like this that you get from Walmart or anywhere. I would put wash or whiff samples in this.
Oh,
And yeah, and eventually, yes, it would get kind of weird, but I was giving them out hard enough. Honestly, I was giving money away because I wasn't tracking them then. But it works. Totally works. And I've used Ziploc bags. I mean, you know, use what you got.
yes.
And we just came through a daggone pandemic where you couldn't go anywhere and do anything. So you had to get kind of inventive. Y'all hear that? Y'all even hear my garage door right underneath my feet? That's my husband. I'm like, I'm gonna be on a Zoom. Don't make any noise.
He's like, I waited an hour and what is it? An hour and 20 minutes?
I'm shutting this door.
It's probably the cat. He's getting the cat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for being on. Thank you, big Jessica. You have inspired the heck out of everybody.
Oh, thank you. I'm like the dysfunctional third cousin, but I'm here at the family reunion.
Hey, I love it. I think you've changed a lot of lives tonight for sure and given us a big inspiration. So, and thanks to each one of you guys that showed up tonight for your business and for your future business. You are going to be changed when you apply Jessica's awesomeness. So,
Thank y'all.
Go be awesome. Remember your challenge.
Thank you. Make some cool samples. Keep it low key cheap now. Low key cheap.